Clan and welcome to Worth It or Not. In today's installment of Worth It or Not, I'm going to be answering the simple question: is The Walking Dead Season 2 from Telltale Games worth it or not? I don't have a Clementine hat, so Pokemon hat will do just for now. Let's dive into this, shall we? Okay, firstly, of course, I have to say that I have played The Walking Dead Season 1 and Season 2, and there are full Let's Plays on my channel if you want to check them out. They will be on my channel, and I will leave a link to the full playlist for both in the description. So, firstly, let's talk about the story of The Walking Dead. Now, this is actually a big step, because The Walking Dead Season 1 story was absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Definitely one of my absolute favourite stories of all time. The Walking Dead games, in my opinion, barely qualify as games, but at the same time, they are still games in my opinion. But I absolutely loved Season 1, and Season 2 was a big step up. Was a big challenge, sorry, wrong word there, for Telltale to try and top that kind of game. So what did they do? That in the story of The Walking Dead, in Season 2, you play Clementine, who was arguably one of the more important characters from Season 1. She was the secondary character to the main character, Lee, who was basically protecting her throughout the entire game, stumbles across her and kind of treats her like his own daughter. And that was the main story. And basically the story picks up several months after the events of the ending of Season 1, where you're playing as Clementine, and basically it's just following the story there that she goes through difficult situations during this. She's with Omid and Krista. I don't want to spoil anything, but she's with Omid and Krista at the start, but soon they get separated for circumstances, and the circumstances I will not spoil for anyone who hasn't played The Walking Dead Season 2. And eventually just goes trying to find them, eventually ends up with a new group, and then the story unfolds from there. I really don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't actually played. I know I could probably spoil it and it wouldn't make too big of a difference, because basically the entire season was released over a period of several months, so in all honesty you've probably seen most of the episodes, but I won't spoil anything major. Maybe towards the end I will go into a small spoiler section, or maybe a spoiler cast with someone. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's basically the story in a nutshell, and in my opinion, the story of Season 2 is a great story. You really feel for the characters of this game. There wasn't a character I didn't like in this game. All the characters I did like to an extent. We also have some returning characters from 400 Days and The Walking Dead Season 1. I won't spoil who it is, but I'm pretty sure all you know who it is. But there are some returning characters, but there are a lot of new characters who really shine in my opinion, and all of them have different circumstances. The characters in this season were just as good as the one from Season 1 in my opinion. Arguably some of them are more interesting and better, but you really did feel a connection for some of these characters, and especially when it's Walking Dead, if some of them do die, depending on their choices throughout the game. I really did feel connection with some of these characters. And a lot of the characters, for example, you would come across a father and a daughter, and the father has sheltered his daughter from this whole infection. His daughter is blissfully, not unaware, but she's blissfully unaware compared to most other people of the circumstances that are out there. Her father has basically kept her sheltered from this kind of thing, and you can choose whether or not to either keep her sheltered or maybe tell her that this world is pretty fucked up. And how you do that is completely up to you at some point. And how you treat her is also very important, and how people will view you. I really like that aspect of it. I really did like the game. The Walking Dead with the characters especially was very well done in my opinion. I did feel as though, however, that there was something missing from the story and the characters in this game. And I thought for a long ass time to think what was the major thing that was missing from it. And the major thing that I think was missing was difference. Like with The Walking Dead Season 1, there were certain points in which it was basically identical what I would ham to everyone, but they did feel that there were more diverse options in The Walking Dead Season 1 rather than the Season 2. Season 2 felt a little bit more linear than Season 1 compared to its characters and its story. It felt a little bit more linear in my opinion. the major choices that you make in Season 2 don't really feel like they change too much. You will always end up at the same point as most people within the game who are playing it. And even some choices that you think will have a drastic impact don't really have that big of an impact, in my opinion, and they are normally mostly not that important, and there's not that many differences compared to most other saves, in my opinion. There are some differences, but they just don't feel as impactful or as big as Season 1, in my opinion. But they are still good, in my opinion. And I can't say anything without going into spoilers, so I do apologise, I'm being very vague on this. But I definitely think there were more diverse choices in The Walking Dead Season 1 than there were in The Walking Dead Season 2, in my honest opinion. I'm going to say that right now. And that just comes down to, as I say, is just how much of a connection I had with Lee as a character. And I think Lee is one of the best characters in gaming history, in my opinion. Just the way he is. I like the Walking Dead Telltale games more than I like the Walking Dead TV series. And I was watching that from the very start. I really enjoyed the characters, but I did feel like though there wasn't that many differences compared to other people until towards the end, which I can't spoil, unfortunately, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Really, I can't talk too much else about the gameplay either. The gameplay is your standard point and click. If you played any point and click or Season 1 of The Walking Dead, it's virtually identical, in my opinion. However, I do feel though this is a bit less of a game than Season 1, in my opinion. There didn't seem to be that many options or puzzles in Season 2 than there was in Season 1. I just didn't feel there were that many, in my opinion. It felt like Season 1 had more options and also more gameplay, while Season 2 mostly focused on the narrative and the characters, which I do like. I like that they focused a lot on Clementine and the other characters, but at the same time I feel as though they missed a couple opportunities for some decent puzzles and also decent actions, in my opinion. But I really don't know what else I could say. It's still a point and click. I'm not a huge fan of those, but The Walking Dead does it very, very well, in my opinion, especially Telltale games. The graphics, of course, in all honesty, they're virtually identical to the Season 1. It's comic booky look. The artistic style they're going with still looks good, in my opinion. Very reminiscent of the comic books, and I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely had fun with it. Now, really, I can't talk too much else without going into spoilers, so I am going to have to wrap this. This is going to be a relatively short review, unfortunately. But I will say this right now. The Walking Dead Season 2, if you've played The Walking Dead Season 1, or you like the Walking Dead universe, is definitely worth picking up. I definitely feel that it is just as good. It's just as good as Season 1, but Season 1 is slightly better in some aspects, in my opinion. Season 2 is still enjoyable. It still has a very good story, very good characters. Definitely just plays like a point-and-click game. Doesn't have as much interactivity as I would have liked, and does feel a lot more linear compared to Season 1. At least until towards the end, anyway. I definitely feel that it has a little bit more linearity than Season 1, in my opinion. Except for the ending, but I can't talk about that here. I might do a separate video on that. I'm not too sure yet. I definitely feel that this was a good season. It's definitely a good follow-up to the Walking Dead universe that Telltale has created with that license that they have. I definitely feel that that is a good aspect of it, that it is a worthy successor to Season 1. It's just as good. Season 1 is a little bit better in some aspects, in my opinion, but it's just near enough as good, and definitely a good follow-up. So like how you would compare Avatar: The Last Airbender to The Legend of Korra. Legend of Korra is a worthy successor to Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Walking Dead Season 2 is a worthy successor to Walking Dead Season 1, even though it probably isn't, overall, it isn't as good a story, in my opinion. I would also highly recommend that if you're rather squeamish, maybe don't check this out, because you're playing a child, basically. Clementine is approaching her teenage years. I'm not too sure how old she is. I think she's somewhere in the range of double digits. But she's still technically a child, and this game is not forgiving. You do see child death in this game. This game is not for those people who don't believe that kind of violence should be in video games. It's present. This is what I've loved about the Walking Dead universe. Children ain't fucking safe. They can die horribly and gruesomely. There are gruesome deaths in this, and I will not say who or what or whatever happens. If you want to go see my playthrough, you can, of course, link in the description. That is what I've liked about The Walking Dead and Telltale in general. They don't shy away from brutality. They don't shy away from gruesome deaths, because let's face it, in a zombie apocalypse there are gruesome deaths, and that's what I've liked about both The Walking Dead TV show and The Walking Dead game. I haven't read the comics yet. I really need to get around to reading them. Is that it plays out like if the zombie apocalypse really fucking happened. It wasn't going to be you never see a child die. You see children die all the time. That's something I've always liked. That I've always liked mediums involving zombies that take that step, that show that yes, children did die. You do see children die. That's why I liked Resident Evil Apocalypse, which showed a school full of zombie children. I kind of like that aspect of it. Spoiler. But yeah, back to The Walking Dead. I definitely feel that Telltale has grown and has developed. If you like season 1, you'll like season 2. I'll definitely say that right now. There is one thing I have to talk about briefly, and it is kind of spoilery, but it is regarding my playthrough, and I have to address it here. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm not going to say it's regarding the ending, but I'm not going to talk about the ending in general. I'm just going to say one little thing at the end of it, at this here. But if you feel like I would recommend, I would recommend to maybe click off if you haven't seen the ending. I will try and keep it as vague as possible. But yeah, I'm going to have to address this little issue here. But overall, The Walking Dead Season 2 is worth it. It is worth picking up if you enjoyed Season 1. And if you like the Walking Dead universe, I'd highly recommend it. If you haven't, and also I'd say if you haven't already, play Season 1 first and then go into Season 2. You can play Season 2 without playing Season 1, but you get more out of it if you play Season 1 and Season 2. So definitely if you haven't played Season 1 and then check out Season 2. But you can pick up if you don't really want to. So that's the review. This is the thing I want to say. To all of you out there in the comment section of the final part of my Let's Play who told me to go and change my ending, go fuck yourselves. I'm not changing it. My ending is my ending. I've stuck with it. I am not changing it. You almost got me. But thanks to some intervention, I was able to say I'm sticking with my ending. If you don't like it, go and play it yourself and get your own ending. This is the ending I have chosen. You don't like it, fuck off. There, that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and let me know what your thoughts are about The Walking Dead, and try The Walking Dead Season 2, and please be spoiler free. After I think that's where I'll wrap things up. So as always, thank you for watching. I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all next time in the next installment of Worth It or Not. Ciao for now. Mwah. Hey there, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it regardless of whatever the video topic was about, because I know I'm a complete lot of tit sometimes. If you want to check out any of my other further content, all you have to do is click on the little Scottish 192 thing down in the bottom there to take you to the channel and check out the rest of my videos. If you want to follow me on my social medias, it's just Scottish Warrior 92 everywhere else. And also if you want to help support the channel, all you have to do is pop in the link in the description to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Scottish Warrior 92, in which if you feel like my content is worth it, you can donate $1 a month to help continue to support this channel and help me make this into a full-time gig. Feel free to go check out the Patreon page to make sure it is to your liking and you actually want to spend $1 a month on this shitty channel. Thank you for watching. Again, as always, I am Scottish Warrior 92, and I hope you'll stick around and may even join the clan by clicking that subscribe button. Thank you. Mwah.